Before I start, I just want to apologise. This is like my 6th ever YouTube video, so the quality is awful, the audio is probably awful. I'm using black yarn, which is very hard to see on camera. So if you like the patterns that I make, please subscribe so that I can, like, if I get enough subscribers, I'll be able to afford like an actual camera, an actual microphone, better lighting. So yeah, thank you. What you're going to need for this is black yarn, yellow yarn, a crochet hook. I use a 3.5mm with Flutterby chunky yarn, scissors, and a needle to sew all the parts together. Step 1 is to do a magic ring, but with fluffy yarn. If you're using fluffy yarn like me, that can be really hard. So the way I do it is slip knot onto your hook, chain 2, and then in the first chain you did, work 6 single crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. But if you're not using fluffy yarn, you can just work 6 into a regular magic ring. And the next step is to increase to 9 stitches, and the way you're going to do that is keep working in rounds. You're going to do a single crochet followed by an increase followed by a single followed by an increase followed by a single, and then another increase. And now you should have 9 stitches all the way around. Now we're going to increase again to 12 by doing the same thing, except in between every increase you're going to do 2 singles. So that's 1 single, second single, then an increase, and then do that twice more all the way around. Then we're going to increase to 15 by doing the same thing, but with 3 singles in between each increase. So that's 1, 2, 3, then an increase, like so, and do that twice more. Now the next row, you're just going to do 15 single crochets all the way around. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15, like so. Then we're going to increase to 18 by doing 4 single crochets, then an increase 3 times around. At this point, if you haven't already turned yours inside out, I'd recommend doing it. Obviously it depends which way you crochet, it might already be the correct way, just make sure it's the right way from now on. And then you're going to increase to 21 by doing 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then an increase, and then doing that twice more round. Now we're going to do one last increase to 24 stitches by doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then an increase, and doing that twice more round. And now you should have this triangle point thing. Then you're gonna, in the next stitch, slip stitch, cut, you don't need to leave a lot, pull tight, and then we're going to start on the yellow. Okay, hopefully this will be easier to see on camera. To start, you're going to slip stitch, slip knot onto your hook again, just enter during any of the stitches, it doesn't matter which, and then do a single crochet. And then what you're going to want to do is do 23 more single crochets all the way around, so just 1 in each stitch, and you should have 24 still. And once you've done 24, you can just tuck the loose colour changing ends in, and you're going to do all of the other rounds, just don't bother slip stitching, just keep working in rounds. And you're going to do 4 more rounds of just 24 single crochets. Now, once you've done this 4 more rows, you should have 5 rows of yellow, like so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then you're going to slip stitch again and cut. You don't have to leave a tail. Pull through, and then we're going to continue with the black. Now we're going to attach the black the same way we did the yellow. Slip knot onto your hook and just single crochet into any of the yellow stitches, like so. And then step 1 is you're going to do 24 single crochets all the way around. And like with the yellow, don't bother slip stitching to the original stitch, just keep working in rounds. And the next step is we're going to decrease down to 21. And the way you're going to do that is just continue along. Single crochet 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then do a decrease like so, and then do that twice more round. Once you've done that, you're going to do 2 rounds of 21 single crochets. Once you've done this 2 rows, you should now have 4 rows of black after the yellow. And then the next step is to decrease to 18, and the way you're going to do that is single crochet 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then decrease, and then do that twice more round. And then the last step is you do 2 rounds of 18 single crochets, so 18 around and then another 18 around. Once you've done those 2 rows, slip stitch and cut. You don't have to leave a tail. Pull tight, and then you have an ear, and then do that twice, so you have 2 ears. Now in black we're going to make the bottom of the ears. I've switched yarn to non-fluffy stuff just to make it easier, but you can use fluffy as well. It would just make it annoying to sew on, because usually when you sew with this yarn all the fluff comes off and it's just annoying, and I don't want to deal with that. So to start, magic ring like so, or you can do the chain 2 strategy if you're still using the fluffy yarn, and work 6 singles into it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and then pull closed. Okay, and then once you've got a magic circle, you're going to do 6 increases. So 1 increase, and then 5 more, so you have 12 stitches. And then you're going to increase to 18 by doing a single followed by an increase 6 times around the circle. Now you can cut the inside and slip stitch and cut, leaving a tail so that you can sew it onto the bottom of the ear like so. Now just stuff and sew the bottoms on, and you should have 2 of these. The next step is how you're going to attach them to the headphones. So leave a long tail, then slip knot onto the hook and chain 21. Bearing in mind that it depends on which yarn you're using. This is like how much distance you want between the ears to sit over the headphones, so it'll depend on what type of yarn you're using, but I chain 21. And then you want to do a half double in the second chain from the hook, and then just keep doing half doubles all the way along the chain. Then once you get to the end, chain 1, turn, and do half doubles all the way along back again. Now that you've done that, leave another tail for sewing, cut, pull through, and you should have this. Now you're going to use the tail at each end and sew the ears onto each end. Once you've sewed them to either end, they should look like this. And then the next step is to figure out how they're going to attach to the headphones. And the way you're going to do that is cut a long piece of thread, just thread it through either end, and then when you put it over the headphones, you can wrap these round and tie them together, and that is your Umbreon ears done. If you enjoyed the tutorial, subscribe for more. I'm probably going to do Espeon next, because I love Espeon. So yeah, thank you for watching.